Oh, 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 Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sadashivasamārambhām Shankaracharya-madhyamām Asmadacharya-paryantāम् Vande Guru-paraṁparāम् Shruti-smriti-purāణānaम् Ālayam Karuణālayam Namāmi Bhagavad-pāda Shankaram Lokashankaram Samasta-jana-kalyāne Niratam Karuణāmayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Om Partaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Graditam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshiniം Bhagavatim Ashtadashaധ്യായിനീം Amba Tvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad-gīte Bhavadveshinim Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutah Stunvanti Devyaistavaihi Vedai Sangapadakramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam Navidusura Suraganah Devaya Tasmai Namaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Hari. Arjuna is talking about the evil effects of war, the destruction the war will bring, and about the destruction of families. He says when families are destroyed, the Kula Dharmas, the values of the family will be forgotten. People will abandon the religious practices the earlier generation used to practice. When rituals go away, family gets further disintegrated, split. Once family is disintegrated, the women will have corrupt moral values. There will be utter confusion. They will be confused about Varnashrama Dharma. And their Varna Sankaraha means confusion regarding Varnashrama Dharma will be there. As I said in the last class, we will have an elaborate discussion about Varna in the 4th chapter. I'll just speak a little bit about it now so that we can understand this section, this portion. In Varna Dharma, Veda prescribes certain duties for each class of people. The Brahmanas have certain duties, cultural duties. Kshatriyas have political duties. Vaishyas have economic duties. And Shudras have supportive duties, supporting the other three. Now, all these four functions are equally important in the society. So, no member of any of these classification is superior or inferior. And this is not by birth. I'm mentioning this very briefly because there is so much of confusion about that. But all these duties are necessary in every society. Culture should be there. The society should be cultured. The nation will collapse when there is cultural degradation. Culture is like the Sukshma Sharira of a nation. Civilization is the Sthula Sharira of a nation. Cultural duties and other duties are important. There must be law and order and proper governance. That is also important. And of course, the country needs economic resources. So some people must take care of those economic responsibilities. And of course, all three need a strong support system. Vedas say everyone should take to one of these duties, either based on birth or based on character. Based on character is ideal. But if someone does not have the ability to figure out what that is, it can be, the profession choice can be made on the basis of birth also, because you are growing in that environment in the family that will help you. So choose your duty, your profession, whether you want to be a teacher, a politician, or a businessman, and so on. Imagine a society that values only money. When value is given to money only, everybody will choose a profession based on money only, not based on character or inclination. Everywhere today, that is what we are hearing. Which field is most lucrative financially? Imagine when a society is materialistic and values money only, we will find every member will be after that only. Then the other areas will suffer naturally. The class of society devoted to the cultural growth of the nations, it studies the scriptures, propagates the scriptures, and guides other members of the society in terms of morals and ethics. That class is called the Brahmana class. Their exclusive role is pathanam, pathanam, and acharanam, meaning they should learn, they should teach, and they themselves should follow, serve as role models. So their exclusive job is contributing to cultural growth, religious growth, spiritual growth. What we find today is very few people take to this class. Even those in Brahmana family move into other professions such as politics or business. This is called Varna Sankaraha. Dronacharya is a case in point. Born in a Brahmana family, he became an expert in warfare. And when such transition takes place on a large scale, the nation goes down culturally. There is cutthroat competition. Philosophy becomes steal, cheat, kill, plunder, eat, drink, and be merry. We end up materialistic society. That will eventually lead to the destruction of humanity only. So Arjuna says all that will happen if this war continues and the destruction happens. Families become unstable because of war. Those are facts. You cannot deny those. You see today how many wars are being fought as we speak right now. So there is some truth to it. So Arjuna makes a point that we should not engage in this war. I want to walk away from this war. So Arjuna shows how there is a close connection between the institution of family and a dharmic way of life. So family and dharma are closely connected. When one is affected, the other will also be affected. Then it becomes a vicious cycle. Family is destroyed, dharma is destroyed. When dharma is destroyed, again the next generation family is destroyed. So understand this, we should note that dharma consists of three aspects from the standpoint of Vedic teaching. One is a set of values of life, like truthfulness, non-violence, generosity, love, concern for others. The second aspect of dharma is attitude towards things and beings of this creation, such as attitude towards our parents, our teachers, other members of the society. This also includes our attitude towards earth, water, air, sun, moon, reverential attitudes towards environment. Second aspect of that. Then the third, considered very important, generally not appreciated now, is the aspect of rituals. Vedic religion considers rituals as one of the most important aspects of dharma. Why do we say rituals are important? Two reasons. Values and attributes are abstract. They cannot be communicated or expressed because they belong to the mind. Subtle. If at all it can be communicated, it has to be expressed only physically or verbally. So rituals are physical or verbal expressions of abstract attitudes. If the parent has to communicate attitudes and values to the child, the mother or the father cannot do that when the child is 5 or 6 years old. How do you communicate what is respect to elders to little children? Parent can communicate that in the form of bowing down, in the form of namaskara, in the form of touching the feet, or some physical act. Concepts like friendship, abstract. I express our friendship to other people by saying, I love you, or through a physical act such as a hug. Psychologists point out physical act or verbalization is very important. Start saying I love you even when you don't. Ritual is a concrete expression of an abstract concept. This is required for communication. Rituals are one of the ways to keep a group together. Every member of the family takes part in an activity, they stay together. You've heard the saying, a family that prays together stays together. So whenever we talk about dharma, these three things are said: attitude, values, and rituals. When it comes to religion, they vary. The rituals are different. Even though the idea of respect to elders may be the same, how it is expressed in various religions may be different. And even within one religion itself, rituals change from one community to another. India is such a diverse country The rituals in different parts of India are different. And even in the same state, between communities, it's different. In families, they are different. When the ritual part of religion is ignored, then there will be Varna Sankaraha. Because what kept the family, group, society, and community together, it's not there anymore. When karma, rituals go away, family gets disintegrated. Once family is disintegrated, the next generation's karmas will not be there. Eventually, values and attitudes will fade away. There will be utter confusion. There will be nobody to do Brahmana Dharma of studying the scriptures and teaching it. So he says, verse 42, Sankaro narakayaiva, Sankaro narakayaiva, Kulagnanam kulasya cha, Kulagnanam kulasya cha, Patanti pitaro hesham, Patanti pitaro hesham, Luptapindotakakriyah, Luptapindotakakriyah, Sankaro narakayaiva, Kulagnanam kulasya cha, Patanti pitaro hesham, Luptapindotakakriyah. So here Arjuna says, once the Varna Sankara takes place, admixture of religion will take place. The children of such families will be confused as to which religious practices should be followed. Should I go to a temple or a church or a synagogue? So the ritual part of religion will be given up. You may ask, why should there be any rituals? The rituals are the method of communicating our feelings. Even the most non-religious country do have rituals. We have wrongly understood these rituals. Very narrow definition of rituals we take. When a dignitary visits, they shake hands. That is a ritual. Internationally, rituals are there. You may call them protocol, etiquette, whatever. Lighting the Olympic flames, carrying it around the world, waving the flag and marching onto the field. They are all rituals. Whenever we hear the word rituals, we only think of yaga, yajna, and chanting some mantras that I don't understand. Why should I do that? But all these things are also rituals. Without rituals, what we have only is sankara, confusion. And this will lead us to narakaya eva, only hell, because all karmas had been given up. Who will be hellbound? Kulagnana kulasya cha. For both the victor in the war as well as the vanquished, both of them will head in that direction. Because they would lose the values for religious practices. Not only do they fall religiously, patanti pitaro hesham luptapindodaka kriyaha. The Vedic religion prescribes fivefold rituals. Panchamahayajnas. One of the Panchamahayajnas is the Pitru Yajna, our respect, our worship to forefathers. Veda considers the blessing of our forefathers is very much required for our growth, be it material or spiritual. Any ritual in the family started with the ritual called Nandi Shraddha. Not only yearly, but any festival also, that Nandi Shraddha is done. That means the invocation of the grace of the forefathers. Once dharma goes away, values may be, attitudes may remain. All the rituals will be given up. In that lupta pinda utaka kriyaha, the forefathers will be deprived of pinda. Pinda is the rice balls you offered in the Shraddha. Udaka tarpana, offering water. Lupta means deprived of. So the forefathers will be deprived of all karmas. People ask, and this question was asked even before in the last class, can I replace these with feeding the poor or other charities? The answer from our scriptures is they cannot replace them. They can supplement. Such charities are also good only. They will form part of one of the other Panchamaha Yajna, Manushya Yajna. If you feed the poor, you will satisfy that part. It doesn't replace Pitru Yajna. Manushya Yajna cannot replace Pitru Yajna. Not only will we suffer, but our forefathers also suffer. Yesham pitaraha patanti. So all these are coming from Arjuna. He's putting forth all these arguments. The arguments are correct only. Nothing wrong. Whatever he's saying is correct. The final conclusion is what is wrong. That we will see later. Continuing. दोषैरेतैकुलज्ञानां दोषैरेतैर्कुलज्ञानां वर्णसङ्करकारकैः उत्साद्यन्ते जातिधर्माः कुलधर्माश्च शाश्वताः कुलधर्माश्च शाश्वताः दोषैरेतैः कुलज्ञानां वर्णसङ्करकारकैः उत्स्याद्यन्ते जातिधर्माः कुलधर्माश्च शाश्वताः. So now Kulajnanam etaihi doshaihi, rituals having been given up with the evil of the decline of family values, varna sankara karakaihi, due to the admixture of classes, caste, community. What will be the casualty? Consequence is jati dharmaha utsyaadyante. Those practices that are purely based on varna will be given up. So jati dharmaha will go away. Kula dharmaha within one community itself. Jati means varna. Practices differ from gotra to gotra or sutra to sutra. When varna sankara happens, all these practices will go away. A hybrid child is at a loss to choose an appropriate Vedic karma. Kula dharmas will be lost. Jati dharmas are lost. What kind of dharmas are they? They are shashvatah. They have been there the beginningless time. The perpetuation of all that requires a lot of effort. Lot of effort. To destroy them takes only one generation. So Shashvata hai, Kula Dharma hai, Jati Dharma hai, Utsyadhyante. When rituals are gone, all relevance is lost. Utsannakuladharmanam, Utsannakuladharmanam, Manushyanam Janardana, Manushyanam Janardana, Narake Niyatam Vasah, Narake Niyatam Vasah, Bhavatityanu भवतीत्यनुशुश्रुम उत्सन्नकुलधर्माणां मनुष्याणां जनार्दन नरके नियतं वासः भवतीत्यनुशुश्रुम. Then what will be further consequences? When rituals are gone and religion consists of only values and attitudes, after 2 or 3 generations, questions will come. What is the need of a family to follow values and attitudes? For Artha Kama, I do not need a family to take care of my security, to take care of my comforts and pleasures. I don't need a family. The entire institutions of marriage and family will eventually vanish. We are already seeing that. When that goes away, there is no question of love and trust. The disaster of the individual's life leads to disaster in the whole society. That results in sociological disaster. So Arjuna says, Manushyanam narake aniyatam vasaha. This naraka is not after death, but while alive. Without the institution of family, without love, without someone to trust, Manushyanam narake vasaha. Of course, this will happen not only while living, after death also. When rituals are not done, when Shraddha is not done, Tarpana is not given, it comes under Pratyavaya dosha, Pratyavaya papa. The result of that is Naraka. Iti Anushushuma. So we have heard. Shastras tell us this. We've heard. So Arjuna says that. And he's right. He continues. Aho batamahat papam. Aho batamahat papam. Kartum vyavasitavayam. Kartum vyavasitavayam. Yadrajya sukhalobhena. Yadrajya sukhalobhena. Hantum swajana mudyatah. Hantum swajana mudyatah. Aho batamahat papam. Kartum vyavasitavayam. Yatrajya sukhalobhena. Hantum swajana mudyatah. So this is all Arjuna's monologue. There's no dialogues taking place. And this is just stand-up monologue. He is thinking and struggling with the results of the battle. Not only will it cause problems for the individuals, not only for the present set of people, it will have repercussions for generations to come. Therefore, he says, Aho bata, alas. a great tragedy indeed we are about to cause. We are on the brink of war. We are on the battlefield. War is imminent. This is all the problems that will ensue. It is Mahat Papam, a great sinful act. Vayam Kartum Vyavastita. We are about to cause. We are on the brink of that. What's that? It's killing all these people, resulting in all kinds of problems that I've been talking about in the last few verses. Why all this? Arjuna says this is all because of our short sight. Yat rajya sukha lobhena. Lobha, the greed is there. Our greed. For what? Rajya sukha. To enjoy the pleasures of the kingdom. We want to enjoy this royal life, enjoy those pleasures, and for that, we are going to fight this war. That greed is what is causing us. Further, swajanam hantum udyataha. Again, notice the word swajana. Our people, my people. He has completely lost dharma adharma viveka, ability to discriminate between what is dharma, what is adharma, what is right and what is wrong. He has lost the ability to separate them. He's just seeing the people across the battle line as our own people. Then he says, thank God at the nick of time, I wised up. So he says, Yadi mama pratikaram, Yadi mama pratikaram, Ashastram shastra panayah, Ashastram shastra panayah, Dhardarashtrarane hanyuhu, Dhardarashtrarane hanyuhu, Tanme kshemataram bhavet, Tanme kshemataram bhavet, Yati mama pratikaram, Ashastram shastra panayah, Dhardarashtrarane hanyuhu, Tanme kshemataram bhavet. So Arjuna says, I have decided not to contribute to this tragedy. I am not going to fight this war. Battle cry is already on. So the Kauravas may begin shooting arrows. Suppose we start withdrawing from the battle, I will be killed. Even if that happens, I don't mind. I've decided to relinquish my weapons. This bow and arrow. Even if they destroy us, I will die, but I will not contribute to this chaos in the society. So Dardarashtraha Rane Hanyuhu, the sons of Dhritarashtra, the Kauravas, may choose to kill us in this battle. We, Mam Apratikaram, have decided not to resist. We are not going to fight back. We will be ashastram, without weapons. We will be weaponless, resistanceless people. They may kill us. Even if such a tragedy were to happen, tat me kshemataram bhavet. That will be much better than what we are about to do. I consider that sacrificing my life for the good, I consider that to be dharma. Even if we have to sacrifice our lives for the sake of saving the society, I don't mind. I want to save the society. I don't care about my life. And I consider that to be good fortune for me. Having said that, he had exhausted everything. He said everything he could do. Given a big lecture, all his three problems have come out. Raga, attachment; shoka, grief; moha, delusion. They are all in very clear display. After having vented everything, Arjuna stops talking. Of course, Bhagavan has also been silent all along. He didn't say a word. Strategically, as I had already mentioned, he just wanted Arjuna to let it all out. And Arjuna did. So Sanjaya is forced to speak now. Nobody is speaking anything. But Bhagavad Gita has to continue. So Sanjaya comes and rescues us. Sanjaya Buvacha Eva Muktvarjuna Sankhe Eva Muktvarjuna Sankhe Ratopasta Upavishate Ratopasta Upavishate Visrujya Sasharam Chapam Visrujya Sasharam Chapam Shoka Samvigna Manasah Shoka Samvigna Manasah Sanjaya Buvacha Eva Muktarjuna Sankhe Ratopastavupavishate Visrujya Sasharam Chapam Shoka Samvigna Manasah. So Arjuna is Shoka Samvigna Manasah. He is overwhelmed by sorrow, totally grief-stricken. He is overpowered by attachment, an intense grief. So what did he do? Shasaram Chapam Visrujya. So he threw away both his bow and arrow. It's a physical action, but it symbolizes abandoning dharma. That bow and arrow in the hands of a kshatriya represents his dharma, the kshatriya dharma. Establishing dharma in the society is the duty of a kshatriya. A kshatriya has to maintain law and order in the society. And for that, weapons must be in the hands. So his throwing away his bow and arrow actually indicates a dereliction of duty. That is due to confusion, moha, conflict in his mind, dejection. So here, shoka samvigna manasaha represents raga and shoka. attachment and greed. Sasharam chapam visrujya represents moha, conflict. Conflict is whether to fight this war or not. And he took a totally wrong decision. Swadharma parityaga, giving up one's duty. He wants to run away from the battle and wants to become a sannyas. Very wrong. Even for a householder, not taking care of his family and spending all the time in japa, puja, etc. That is also paradharma anushtana. That is not swadharma anushtana. We should understand all this very clearly. It is called paradharma grahan. Swadharma parityaga. Giving up your own duty and taking up somebody else's duty, some other's duty. That put together is moha, confusion, delusion. Then, evam Arjuna uktva. Arjuna uttering all these to Bhagavan Sri Krishna, he ratopastha upavishat. He just sat on the chariot. He laid his bow and arrow down, just sat. Thus, Arjuna Vishada, Arjuna's rejection, dejection, Arjuna Vishada, his grief. Samsara is beautifully depicted. Now we are at the crossroads. We do not know what happens next. Stay tuned. Om Tat Sat Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Arjuna Vishada Yogo Nama Pratamodhyayah. This conclusion comes at the end of each chapter. I will tell you the meaning in this chapter, and you can extend the meaning for the other chapters also. Every chapter will end with Om Tat Sat. And we will see the meaning of Om Tat Sat in great detail in one of the later chapters also. Very briefly, these three words here all are the names of the Lord. We utter the names of the Lord as thanksgiving. Why should we thank the Lord? First, here, for the successful completion of the first chapter. And briefly, what are the meanings of these three names? Om, many meanings are there. I will give you the simplest meaning here. Avati Om. Avati means protector. The Lord is called the protector. He protects us from all the obstacles so that we could complete the job we have taken, the study of the Gita. And as a first step, successful completion of the first chapter. Tat. Tat means that. That or the one who is beyond sense perception. One who is beyond the sense organs. Suprasensuous. This is one of the meanings. Other meanings are also there. In other contexts, I will explain. The third word is Sat. Sat means eternal, the truth, reality. Sat, existence. All these meanings are there. So Sat is something which is there, which was there in the past, which is there now, and which will ever be in the future also. So that indicates existence, Brahman itself. So Om Tat Sat means the eternal protector who is beyond sense perception and which is ever there. Having remembered the Lord, we say Pratamodhyayah. O Lord, by your grace, we have completed the first chapter. The first chapter is called what? Arjuna Vishada Yogo Nama. Is known as the grief of Arjuna. Because the main theme of the first chapter is to describe his conflict, moha. That also represents other aspects of samsara, namely raga and shoka. So we can also say, in short, Arjuna Samsara Yoga. That will also be a good title. And this is presented, the entire thing is presented as Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade in the form of Samvada, a dialogue. Dialogue between whom? Dialogue requires at least two people, Sri Krishna and Arjuna. Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade. Of course, the full dialogue will come only from the next chapter. As I said, the first chapter is all Arjuna's monologue. Taking the whole Gita, it is given the title Samvada. And here, Bhagwan also spoke a little bit. So it is called Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvada. Samvada is also a word used for the dialogue between a guru and a shishya. That dialogue is a healthy dialogue. Healthy dialogue. Not an argument, it's not a debate. It's not a test. Guru has allowed for Shishya, he wants to communicate the knowledge out of pure love, no other intent. The attitude of the Shishya is faith and reverence. And as the teacher gives Upadesha, something he may not understand, so he may ask questions. So in that way, there is dialogue also. So this dialogue is given a name here, Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishatsu. This is called Srimad Bhagavad Gita Upanishad. The meaning of the word Upanishad is knowledge. The knowledge that liberates a person from samsara. Elsewhere, when we study the various Upanishads, I have talked at length about what Vedanta means, what Upanishad means, what's the source and all that. But suffice it to say here that Upanishad means knowledge, and that is liberating wisdom, liberating us from the sorrows of life. What type of wisdom is this? Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Sri Bhagavan, the blessed Lord himself has given the wisdom. When we say Upanishad, it is not the original Upanishad, as it is not part of the Veda, but it gives the essence of the Upanishads. We've already seen in the Dhyana Shloka, Sarva Upanishad Gavo, Sarvopanishado Gavo. We've already seen that. The essence of Upanishads. What is the theme of the entire dialogue? Two themes in Gita, both religion and philosophy. Religion means a way of life that makes me fit for philosophy. Philosophy gives the knowledge. Religion prepares me to be fit to gain that knowledge. So the first part of life should make us fit for the knowledge. Second part of life is gaining that knowledge. The religious part is called Yoga Shastra. Philosophical part is called Brahma Vidya. Therefore, Yoga Shastra plus Brahma Vidya equals Gita. So it is a complete package. And we will learn this Gita. We have successfully completed the first chapter with the Lord's grace. With His blessings again, we will complete the study of the entire Gita also. Okay. So we've completed the first chapter today. Next week, next class, I will give you a summary of the first chapter before we enter the second chapter. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasheshyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om